You know, the waiter at the coffee shop just asked me, am I doing TikTok videos? You know? And that made me think, I never used TikTok before, you know? Because, like, earlier in the channel, for those of you who know, it was about code. It was about coding, right? It still is. I just can't explain how. But so it was mainly long form. So YouTube was the proper medium, and I just couldn't see using even YouTube Shorts or like Instagram Reels, because I never felt it was a proper medium, you know. But how the videos have evolved now, there's tons of content and moments. Since I'm documenting moments, a moment can be it can be seconds. Uh, yes, that gave me an idea, you know. Maybe I should get on TikTok, at least for this right here, these type of videos, which I have no idea what type of videos they are. I'm just doing them. I don't know where this is going. I just feel that it is right, and that's why I'm doing it, you know. It comes natural. There's no effort here. Like, I don't have to fucking go on an elaborate brainstorming session in order to come up with the content of the video. I just open the camera and go. So it feels good, you know. So yeah, maybe I should do TikTok, because it's a lot of short form. Also Instagram Reels, you know, as well as YouTube. For those videos where I just gather a bunch of shit, like what goes through a day, or like a whole, something that's long form, you know, like stitching a bunch of content together that happens over a 24-hour, like what happened yesterday with the whole like cooking on coal journey that I went through yesterday, you know, or last week, that 6-hour hike in order to be able to use a credit card at a grocery store in the gentrified area of town, then walk back and then eat, you know. So the adventure today is to hike on the sand from the beach shack, like right on the beach, on the shoreline, from the beach shack to Mresa, which is the port where the little boats come in, the fish, this, like the downtown of the fishing village, for lack of better words, you know. And I want to discover that entire way. Like there's a few surf spots on the way. I will now definitely know where the wave is. There's also a bunch of rocks, a bunch of condominiums, obstacles. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make the entire way. Perhaps I'll get stopped somewhere by some sort of private property and not be able to continue, at which point I would have to change course, but I have no idea. But the objective is to walk on the shoreline from the beach shack all the way to Mresa. And then once I get there, get fish at the market, and then walk back, hit the village, pick up vegetables for the tagine. I got coal, olive oil is on point, paid 27 Ds for it last night, still got a bunch of it. And then back to the house, get the tagine going, then head back to the beach, and pick up whatever waves are offered, all the way from the weakest area of the beach, because right now on high tide, that shit is right on the rocks. There's no safe entry point. So hit whatever waves are left, come back, the tagine will still be almost done, will still be cooking. Take a shower, go through the footage, try to see what that old Mac, if it has any life in it. Then the tagine is going to be done by that time. Then fix up the grilling tool and put it on the coal, which makes me think I do have to get that grilling thing that I put the fish or the sardines in. So I gotta get that. So throw the sardines on there, on that coal, grill it. And then after that, whip out the lemons, squeeze them on there, slide up the tagine, and go to work. And after that, reflect. Start on that part of wrapping up the weekend. Now, all this shit that I said right now, it's great to plan, do things step by step. But at the same fucking time, who knows? So many changes could happen throughout the day that alter the course of this seemingly perfect plan. And I'm looking forward to it whichever way it goes. This is just an initial look on the day, you know? So yeah, that's what's going on right now. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna cut it short here. My hand is fucking tired of holding this phone. All right, but then I see a couple of people looking at me recording, and when I keep the phone on me so that I don't look like I'm not. Now ego's getting in, and you know, I keep doing what you're doing, like don't record. Yeah, this is cool. They think you're a cool person because you're doing YouTube videos, you know. By the way, that waiter did ask me, "Are you making money with the account?" And he asked in a way that showed interest, but at the same time wondering, at the same time being puzzled, at the same time. Bunch of shit. It was just, but it made me think, you know. Yeah, you need about 4,000 watch hours, I think. I think they dropped it to 3,000 now for you to earn on YouTube, which would be interesting. It really would be actually, to start actually making money from the content and like kind of moving full time into just documenting life versus like doing something else as well because you simply have to make a living. I actually really enjoy what I'm doing now. I really do. I didn't think I would. I was really rigid on the idea that I want to be a software engineer. And that is how I want to make my money. I was very rigid on that. I still love software engineering and I love tech. That is my number one thing. Absolutely. But flexibility wise, I was being ridiculous with it. I couldn't land a software engineering position and for a long ass time, and I had no money. And I just couldn't keep up that cycle. So I looked into, I gotta take a piss. yeah, so I looked at, instead of being so fucking rigid on getting a software engineering role, I looked at, okay, what can I get, like right now? And what that was a sales position, right? So I just got that. I was completely broke, but I was open to finally, okay, well, let me get a job that is available, instead of me having to chase a job that is not available to me now. You know, that's available to a bunch of people that have their skills, their portfolio, and all, and have done enough networking to land that position, but I have not. So I was like, let me see what is available for me now. And I got what's available. And then I was fired 3 months into it. Right? Which was absolutely fucking devastating. You know? Like, I come out a long ass stint of being broke, and then I land the position, and then I get fired within 3 months. Now, the psyche, the effect on that, the effect of that on your psyche, or at least on my psyche, was heavy. It was heavy. Like, man, look, I fucked up this job now, right? And then, granted, the entire thing, I left the job, put it this way, I left the job I managed to actually perform way above average at the end of it, before I exited, actually, and proved to myself that I was a professional through and through those entire 3 months. I saw that clearly. I've done an amazing job, be it was unconventional to the managers, which was causing this entire thing. But at the end of it, literally on my last day, the day I got fired, I brought in a huge contract for the company. And it is a client who would not have come on had I not employed a particular sales strategy with them, which I was heavily fucking criticized for the entire 3 months. But at the end of it, I brought that fucking contract in and it was signed. And that was very satisfying on the day that I actually got fired. So I walked out feeling fucking great and realizing that I am a professional through and through. But then, now I was jobless. And I was back on the hunt again, applied for a bunch of other positions, right? Which I dreaded. Like, I dread the whole fucking, like, going to work physically at a place. Like, that's something that makes me feel like my insides are ripping apart. That routine every day. And also having to deal with other people's energy that is not as aligned with yours, and they're coming at the job for different reasons, from different perspectives, they have different values, and all of that is great. But if the culture of the company is not right, that energy becomes the primary influencer of how you feel on a daily basis, right? So he has to start applying for positions again. And then I realized, okay, that I can apply to the competitor of a company I worked for a few years back, which this company I was considering actually replying to go work for them, which they have a physical office here in Casablanca. And then I'm like, okay, but their competition is offering a remote position. So I reached out to the competition, and I was gonna work with them prior to me taking a year sabbatical to study software engineering. I was gonna work with them, and I ended up not doing it. So I recontacted them, and the interview was easy, talked to the project manager, and then I was hired. At a higher base salary than my previous job that I got fired at, and it is remote. So there it is. That was something great that came out of that. Out of being flexible, fluid, being open to take in what is there now, right? So, and then that was there, and that's my current role. But 2.5 months into that, one of these weekends, I was just fucking around filling out job applications, right? And then I get this reply from a company. Obviously, I'm not going to name any names. So I get a reply, and then I just kind of don't. I get a reply for an interview, and I don't book it because, you know, something happened that weekend or whatever. I just went back to my job, right? And then 2 weeks later, same shit. I'm fucking around on the computer, just pulling out job applications, and I actually see the company now again. The one that I declined to actually, or did not even answer the interview, right? And then I look up the company, and I realize, oh fuck, it's a cool ass software company. Product is great, and the founder and VP are Stanford alumni. And for me, for those of you who know me, and for those of you who don't, I fucking love Stanford, Palo Alto, Silicon Valley, Bay Area. Anything having to do with that side of the world, I'm absolutely in fucking love with. And I thought, Stanford, absolutely nothing wrong can ever come out of Stanford. Nothing. And I went through interviews. It was 3 rounds, and I connected with all 3 interviewers and got an offer that's much higher than my current role. Needless to say, this is a remote position, and I'm gonna be working with a talented team that are Stanford alumni out of a beach shack in the middle of no fucking where. How fucking amazing is that? And me being able to land actually the beach shack, finding the right property for this mission, which this side of the mission was called Getting a Beach Shack. And literally the property answered all of that. There's a garden in the front. The house is rusty. Got an amazing fucking rooftop. And it's right down the fucking alley from the beach. Where the beach shack is an amazing surf community. It's been here fucking forever. 10 minutes away from the beach shack, there are really nice ass bars, private beach clubs, restaurants, right? So all of it came together in less than 6 months. I didn't plan any of this, nor was this in the fucking cards at all. Especially now when I got fired, this was not in the cards. But I do crisply remember that it all started from me being more fluid with accepting what is available right now versus what I want, what my emotions want, or my ego. Really seeing what is available and adapting, accepting that, and squeezing the fuck out of it. You know? That's what it's about. And when I did that, everything came together. Like, I did not plan any of this. I was just aware. And prior to those 6 months, for fucking eternity, I'm always trying to control shit. Try to look at years ahead. right? Try to plan and plot and do all of this. While right now, in less than 6 months, got an amazing fucking place on the beach in a town I love, in a town that I always wanted to fucking live in. It was one of them since I got here to Morocco. And then I land a remote position with a talented team. Stanford alumni, people that are talented I can learn from and grow my career. And a beach shack where I can retreat, I can create, I can work out, I can surf, connect with the ocean, right? It's just unfucking believable. It all came together. It all just came together. And if you told me 6 months ago that you're gonna be living this, I would not have believed it. Nor would it have crossed my fucking mind, you know? But also what inspired this is me always thinking I'm gonna go to Colombia or Bali or Thailand, right? Or Brazil, Costa Rica, or any of the places that are hot destinations where YouTubers are like pumping content, right? So I was thinking about that plan, and I found that Colombia is a super interesting place. I want to go to Bali, but the only issue I have with Bali or Thailand is the time zone. So the time zone is so fucking far off from the US time zone, which is where I mainly work. I was working in the US market. So time zone is out there in Bali and Thailand, places like that, right? So I had my eyes on South America, right? So I had my eyes on South America. And then I'm going through the thinking motions about all this shit, right? Right? So going through, so going all the thinking and the planning or whatever to do this. But then this thing hit me. Stop trying to get to all these destinations. There's a beach town 30 miles away from Casablanca that has amazing waves, great beach life, cool peeps, and it's just 30 miles away. Why don't the objective, instead of I'm gonna become a digital nomad and I'm gonna go to the other side of the world, how about looking in your own backyard, which is just 30 miles away? Just 30 miles from Casablanca, this place, I mean, the entire experience transforms. And I decided, okay, well, the objective is just to get a beach shack. That's what's next. Just getting a beach shack. And then go from there. Like a baby step. I mean, compared to like going all the way to Colombia, all the way to Bali, all the way to Brazil, from Morocco, versus going 30 miles away from the city, right? And it changes that entire perspective. Now you have that mindset of clarity to which you can go next anywhere, right? And I do envision myself for the rest of my life living in a beach shack. Where it's going to be geographically, I have no idea. But this is something I am envisioning, and it's completely natural to me that I would do this for life. Being connected with the ocean and living in a beach shack, right? And I can never now really see myself. I mean, I would do that for fun if I had the money for it, but I cannot see myself living in, for example, a huge mansion on the beach, or like an amazing fucking property on the beach, like like luxury and all of that. I just can't see it because it doesn't represent like the beach feel, right? And that's the whole fucking point of this, right? It'll be amazing if even if life brings it that I become a billionaire. Like imagine having billions of dollars, but still living in a beach shack. Because who gives a fuck about all of it? Because genuinely, it's about the experience and what I'm experiencing right now. And the reason I'm doing this entire thing, not because what I get out of it, or the comfort of it. Far from that, it's uncomfortable as fuck to not have any amenities. It's uncomfortable to a perspective that comes from that or whatever. Anyway, so that's uncomfortable. I don't get any money out of this, like any social status, none of that. I'm here for the experience, what I feel when I'm here, and that's the metric. That's the metric. So yeah, next up, I'm gonna get my backpack. Put in a towel, phone, charger, some money, and then go for this hike on the beach. See where it takes me. Whether I'm gonna meet rocks or some private property that eventually gonna stop this walk. For sure, I'm gonna see a few surfing spots I've been hearing about and know their exact location actually relative to where I am. So that's gonna be a discovery today. So yeah, looking forward to it. I'll see you there.